it's been started now, Chair. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my connection.
That's okay.
Right, I'll do the roll call now, Chair. Councillor Cara Clement Williams.
Here, Jane.
Councillor Doreen Jones.
I'm here.
Councillor Leanne Jones.
Present.
Councillor Ted Latham.
Present, Jane.
Councillor Alan Lockyer.
Here, Jane.
Councillor Peter Rees.
I'm here, Jane.
Councillor Peter Richards.
Afternoon, Jane.
Councillor Rob Jones.
Yes, Jane.
Councillor Wingrave.
Here, Jane.
Councillor Mike Harvey.
Yeah, here, Jane.
Councillor Cypher Harmon. Stephen Phillips.
Present.
Karen Jones.
Here, Jane.
Howard Jenkins.
Present.
Andrew Jarrett. Arlette Evans.
Present.
Simon Brennan.
Present.
Mike Roberts.
Present.
Joe Hillier.
Present.
Dave Griffiths.
Present.
Lewis. Paul Walker.
Present, Jane.
Chloe Bowman.
Present, Jane.
Joy Smith.
Present.
Rhys George. Craig Griffiths.
Present, Jane.
There we are. Have I missed anyone? Have I not called someone's name who's present today?
Andrew,
We're all right then.
Jane, you just come back in. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Okay.
Right,
Right,
Andrew
Chair, I
Jarrett.
think we're ready now.
Okay, Andrew Jarrett's here, and Andrew Thomas has put in chat that he's present as well, Jane.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Item 2 on the agenda is declarations of interest. Councillor Doreen Jones, I believe you've got an interest to declare.
I have. I've been advised legally that I will have to leave the meeting because I've got prejudicial interest in this item.
Okay, thank you. Any other declarations of interest?
I have to declare interest, please, Chair. Item 6, I'm a member of Coedfranc Town Council, so I'll leave the meeting for the voting.
Item 6, okay.
Yeah, I've also got to declare interest on item 6, but obviously I'm just observing the meeting, but I took advice off Mr. Griffiths and I declare interest.
Well, sorry, Chair, mine's on item 5.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I got that. Mike, is it a personal or prejudice?
But I'm mayor of Coedfranc Town Council. I think it's personal.
Okay.
Mine's, I'm prejudicial.
No, I know that. That's okay. I've got that. Okay, thank you.
Rob, can I just say I work very closely with the bid. I don't know if that's what interest that would be.
Well, you're not a member of the...
No, that's fine, Councillor Lockyer. There's no need to declare any interest for it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Chair, I will send the declaration forms around if members could fill them in and return them to me. That would be lovely. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jane. Can I remind members that they should be checking with legal prior to the meetings if they've got to declare these interests. That should be the correct protocol and way to go about it. Okay, item 3, Knoll Estate Country Park Master Plan. Are there any further observations from officers?
None for me, Leader.
Not for me, Leader.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Clement Williams.
Thank you, Leader. I've only got my iPad, so I'm just going to switch to the papers. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry to do this at this stage. I know it's quite late, but it's been a busy time, and I've only got to finish reading the papers this morning. I was quite surprised to see the report. I have had no involvement in this whatsoever. The report says that it did a workshop with local members and the relevant cabinet member. This is income generation. It's mentioned in here that there's going to be require a high level of investment and external grant funding for the accommodation. And it was essential the authority was able to measure the feasibility and sustainability. I can't see.
Carol,
Yeah.
Carol, can we take this outside the meeting if I know where it's going?
I was just going to say, I can't see any forecasts. I don't think that they're covered here. And I find it astonishing that we haven't even spoken with Margam yet. Okay. There's a lot of things in this report that still have to be decided. You heard in scrutiny the things like the car parking and a variety of other things. I think the points that you're trying to make need to be raised outside the meeting. What I'm concerned of here is that we go forward with the recommendations. I know the points you're making, and we'll pick them up outside the meeting. Okay? Fine. Thank you.
Okay. Any other observations or questions from members?
Just, Chair.
Yeah.
Only just say, as the local member, really pleased to see this going forward, and we welcome and encourage any such action by our officers, because this is greatly going to enhance the NOL. It needs a bit of a lift in terms of moving forward in the 21st century, as beautiful as it is in its current state, but certainly this is going to be a vast improvement. So I certainly will be approving this when asked.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Lockyer. Councillor Richards.
Thank you, Chair. I welcome this, being an ex-Neath boy, and I can see the positives here, Rob. But like Carol, this has come out of the blue. I've only just read the report. It makes reference to cabinet members in there, and to be, in all honesty, this is the first time I was aware of it some time ago, and this is probably where the difficulties come in. But it's quite new to me.
Okay, the point is noted. The cabinet member involved in relation to this, of course, would be Councillor Peter Rees. It falls within his portfolio, not as Councillor Hunt stated in Regen. As far as I'm aware, Peter is the one that. Oh, I see Annette's got a hand up. Go on. You're going to chime in over to you.
I was part of the consultation process on this, so I knew it was coming. And I think about the funding, most of the funding is going to be external grant funding anyway. So, it does need doing, and I fully support it. Biodiversity issues and with the Woodland Trust as well, it's an ideal time to get on board with this now. So I do support it. Yeah,
I think we are in danger of straying into the semantics of process here as opposed to the decision making that we need to do as a cabinet. Any other comments? Peter?
Oh, you summed it up. I mean, we're just looking to go through the process now of actually getting this moved along. That's basically what we're asked to do. And, I mean, all the other issues can be, as Simon said in the scrutiny, can be ironed out later.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my sentiment. Okay. I don't see other indications, so therefore I'm going to move to the recommendations. They are on page 13 and 14. There are 3 recommendations: to agree the plan, to approve the grant side of the plan, and to give delegated authority as set out in the report. I move the recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
I second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone abstain or anyone disagree? I've seen none indicated. Thank you. Therefore, we move to item 4, which is the Neath Business Improvement District ballot. Any further information from officers?
Nothing to add, Chair.
Thank you. Any questions or observations from members? I'm seeing none indicated. Therefore, I'll move to the recommendation, which is on page 204, which is to support the ballot. I move the recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second.
Thank you. Anyone abstain or disagree? I've seen none indicated. Therefore, that item is passed.
Thank you, Chair.
Doreen, you have to leave for item 5. Jane, can you confirm where Councillor Jones has left the meeting, please?
So I'm just checking. Yes, check. Councillor Jones has left the meeting.
Thank you. Therefore, moving to item 5, it wasn't an item that was scrutinised. Are there any additions here that officers wish to make?
Yes, Chair. It's been pointed out to me that there's a heading missing from within the report under the implementation of the decision. And for the record, it will be after the 3-day calling period. There's no other.
What page are we talking about?
Bear with me.
Sorry, can I come in, Chair? I just noticed now it's got Cardigston down on this heading. So I need to get, I mean, it isn't my ward, but I need to go to where it says Cardigston.
Yeah,
right,
just to clarify, it falls within both wards. There's an element, no, sorry, the traffic calming measures are in Kilfrew. The actual junction falls with amendments that we will be implementing, falls within the Cardigston ward.
Oh, I'll go out then, Dave, just in case.
Hold on. Have you got a prejudicial interest here?
No.
I think it's okay for Councillor Wingrave, actually.
All right, there's no houses or anything there. It's just literally a junction or a street junction.
Right, well, hold on a minute. One people speaking at a time, all right? So, in my opinion, I don't think you've got a prejudicial interest here. I know Councillor Jones has. I think you've got a personal interest if it falls in your ward. Craig, can you come in at that point, please?
I can indeed, Leader. Yes, you're absolutely correct here. It wouldn't be prejudicial at this instance. It would just be a personal interest that needs to be declared. So there's no requirement for Councillor Wingrave to leave the meeting.
Thank you, Craig. Therefore, Jane, can you just send the form to Councillor Wingrave at the end of the meeting?
Yeah.
Dave, coming back to you. Right, what page is the error on?
It'll be on page 218.
It's on the implementation of decision, Leader. It was missing from the page.
Yeah.
So it just needs to be added there that it is for 3-day call-in period.
Okay, so any other observations from officers?
Nothing else, Chair.
Thank you. Any other questions from members? Deputy Leader?
Not a question, Leader. Can I just place on record my thanks to Joy Smith and the work that she's done in this behind the background. We had numerous conversations about this over the last couple of days, weeks, and I know she's really pulled out all the stops to get this report where it is, Chair. Thank you.
Well, I know Mrs. Joy Smith MBE is on this call, so I'm sure that she heard those comments. As a matter of fact, she's now raised her hand. Mrs. Smith MBE?
Only to say thank you, Councillor, for your comments. It was very kind. I think things have worked well in our favour, so we've managed to pull quite a lot of things together to keep everybody on board, which has been good. So thank you, and thank you for your support as well.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay, if there is nothing else, the recommendation is on page 217 and subject to the addition that Mr. Griffiths highlighted within the report. Again, there is 3 recommendations. The objections are upheld to work with the Welsh Government and Go Safe. And that the objectors are informed in relation to the decision. I move that recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yeah, second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone abstain or disagree? I've seen none indicated, so therefore that is carried. Jane, can you invite Councillor Doreen Jones back?
Certainly, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I'm back.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you. Item 6, I've got 2 declarations on this one. Annette, just confirming it's a personal declaration. You're muted.
Yeah, it is personal.
Okay, thank you. And Councillor Harvey, personal?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so you can remain for the item. So item 6 is the miscellaneous grant funds application. Anything from officers?
No, only the amounts for recommendation are in the appendix on page 233 and 234, Chair.
Thank you. Any observations or questions from members? Seen and indicated, therefore I'll move to the recommendation, which is on page 231. It's to approve the grant application set out in Appendix 1. I move the recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone abstain or disagree? I'm not seeing any indications, therefore that item is approved. Item 7, information technology equipment for schools. This item was scrutinised. Have officers got any observations or any further comments?
Nothing to add, Chair.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from members? Councillor Peter Rees.
Just a comment, Chairman. Leader, it's unusual. We got the money. We can't get the apparatus because of COVID and the delivery and so on and so forth. It's usually the other way around. But as soon as we get it, I'm sure the schools will be delighted and are fully equipped to utilise it. So, you know, the questions from Councillor Morgan, I think he was quite happy about it. But the schools will be able to implement and use the apparatus when it's available.
Yes, reading the report, I was very heartened to see over the last 3 years we've spent just short of £3 million on this type of technology, and it's through no fault of our own that there is a dearth of IT equipment out there. We're all fishing in a very shallow pond throughout the whole of Wales, and dare I say it, throughout the whole of the UK. But we did have the foresight to actually place this order, and we are well placed to continue. I'm also pleased to see the ratios that we are looking at, particularly at Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 on a one-to-one basis, together with teachers, and going down into the order of Key Stage 2. I think the ratio is extremely good. So unless there are any further observations here,
can I just add my thanks to Andrew Thomas and the director for their work in ensuring this as going forward, Leader.
Yeah, they're on the line, Peter, and they've heard that, and I endorse that. So I'm going to move then to the recommendations on page 239. There are 2 recommendations here. That's to approve the orders within the purchase of the ID and the additional funding to be made available. I move those recommendations. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second, Chair.
Thank you. Any abstentions or any objections? I'm seeing none indicated, so therefore that's approved.
Chair, can I just note that one's for immediate implementation?
Yes, thank you. Item 8 is the admissions to community schools for the years 2022-2023. This was not scrutinised. Any further observations from officers?
The only thing to say, Leader, is that it's the same policy as we've had for many, many years. So it's a process we have to go through. So just to give members that comfort and reassurance.
Okay, thank you for that, Andrew. Any observations or questions from members? I've seen and indicated, therefore I'll move to the recommendations, which is on page 244. The recommendation is to approve the consultation for 2022-2023. I move the recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second, Leader.
Thank you. Any abstentions or objections? I've seen and indicated, therefore that is passed. Item 9, urgent items. There's one urgent item on the appendaged agenda, which is the opening times as listed in the report on page 3. Any observations by officers?
I need to say, Leader, it's in line with previous years.
Yeah, I should say opening and closing times. Thank you for that, Paul. Any observations or questions from members? Okay. I therefore move to the recommendation, which, as I've said, is on page 3, for members to approve the opening and closing times in line with the Appendix 1 and 2 of the report. I move that recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please?
Second, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone abstain or anyone disagree? I see none indicated. Thank you for that. Therefore, moving to item 10, access to meetings, to resolve and exclude the public for the following items of business pursuant to Regulation 4, 3 and 5 of Statutory Instrument 2001 number 2290 and the undermentioned exemption paragraph 14 of Part 4 of the Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972. Can I thank those that have attended but now ask you to leave the meeting? Jane, if you can confirm when they've left.
Yeah, I can confirm. I can confirm that the press have left.
Thank you.
Chair.
Thank you. Did someone else wanted to say something then?
Yeah, Andrew Thomas, are you available for 2 minutes after the meeting, please?
Yeah, I've already got